4, 5. Oh, Wellness Week Live. That is a rhyme right there. Magnus, Cali, me, New Jersey. How you doing, everybody? Today's show, 2 topics for the price of 1. How does vaccine works and how sugar hurts you? How sugar beats your ass? Okay, don't forget, we're not giving any medical advice. Always check with your healthcare professionals. We're just 2 friends talking. So Magnus, all right. So you had a PhD in biochemistry. I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to say how I think a vaccine works, and then you tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was talking to a few people lately, because it is the flu season and the sick season, and it drives me fucking crazy. And again, I'm not a doctor, but it drives me crazy when people in my circle say, well, I took a vaccine for this or that in the past, like a flu vaccine or whatever vaccine, and then I got sick from the vaccine. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You don't even know what you're talking about. No, you cannot get sick from the vaccine. It might be a coincidence, and correlation is not causation. Maybe vaccines are, first off, let's talk about the flu vaccine. So you could still get the flu even though you get the flu vaccine. So people think like, oh, well, I could get the flu from you. It is impossible to catch any disease, anything from a vaccine that the vaccine is trying to cure or protect you from. I don't give a shit what the vaccine is. But let's take the flu vaccine. So first off, the flu vaccine or any vaccine, takes the DNA from the bug and essentially breaks its arms, breaks its legs, and makes it inactive. It cannot walk over and slap you because it doesn't have arms and legs. So what it does, a vaccine, is our immune system. We have an innate immune system and a adaptive immune system. And so the vaccine shows the picture of the bug and says, this bad guy, immune system, look out for this bad guy, like cops would do.
It's like a wanted, like old school.
Poster.
Wanted
Correct.
poster. Yeah.
So our immune system has its own brain. And so in essence, the vaccine shows all of our immune system, hey, look out for this guy, look out for this guy, look out for this guy. And then our immune system sees that. That's what the vaccine is. It is a wanted photo. Our immune system takes the photo of the photo and now is on the lookout. That's what the vaccine does. And then when our immune system sees something that's similar or exact, could be similar, doesn't have to be exact, but it says, look, it's that dude looks like that guy. Let's go whoop its ass. Yeah. Or let's protect ourselves from it. It's not a guarantee it's going to win the fight, but at least it is on the radar. And that's what vaccines do. Magnus, how did I do?
Good. Yeah. So basically the wanted picture is something called an antigen. It's basically, like you said, it's the gene from the virus or bacteria that has been adjusted, so you're not going to get sick from it. What people usually compare to, when they say that they get like a flu shot sickness, it actually shows you that the body is affected. You might get, like, after you get the shot, you get tired. You might feel like under the weather for like a day or two. It's just that your body is basically, something is going on here. Let's protect ourselves. That's why, it kicks into overdrive. It's like you said, it starts taking all these photocopies of this wanted picture and send it out, so now everybody's on the lookout. So that might cause you that, like, you get a little effect that you feel a little bit like under the weather, or like you can actually get a little bit of like a quick temperature, higher temperature, things like that. So you actually get a little bit sick. But this will, since we basically have everything, like, now we're on check. As soon as they see something suspicious, they're ready to fight it. So you are not, if you get sick, you will not get as sick as if you did not have it.
Well, that's
right.
Right, because people say, well, the vaccine didn't prevent me from not getting sick. Well, hold on. No one said it wouldn't. The vaccine either prevents you from getting sick or makes the sickness less intense.
Yes.
Now, would you rather be sick for 10 days or 4 days? You tell me. So, it just makes me laugh when these YouTube doctors, and like I said, I'm not a doctor, but it's just like, people, we live in the information age. Just fucking log onto an internet and you can see how wrong you are. Take the vaccine. Now, not to go down this rabbit hole, but you have people that say, well, the preservatives in certain vaccines in the past, or who knows, in the future, could affect some. True, maybe, right? Well, then talk to your doctor, because your doctor went to medical school. You didn't. Neither did I. But vaccines have saved hundreds of millions of lives
Yeah.
over the past 100 years. I mean, so it's just like the other thing I was going to say is when people say this one about the flu virus, to somebody in my family that says this, well, that was last year's virus, so what the hell am I going to take that shot for? Again, yes, it's last year's virus, but it's to give the immune system an idea of what to look for. Not it can't be exact because, right, the current virus didn't come out yet. But you want to say, this is what this family member looks like, possibly.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. That's why it's okay.
But it's the same thing. Even if the virus is wearing, like the glasses with the fake nose and mustache.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's smart enough to figure out, okay, that's kind of a similar version of it, even if it's trying to wear a disguise, meaning that it's newer or it has mutated in some way or form.
Correct.
So it still figures out. It's like this, you're still a suspect. So we're keeping our eyes on you.
Listen, and I just think people, when they talk shit about, well, the virus is, have you noticed? And I know we can't even say the word. I'm not going to say the word of,
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
We don't know with that because they kind of, I don't know what happens. And the YouTube algorithm stops you from whatever. Anyways, but the famous for the lockdowns, right? It's just, you have people that say, have you noticed that more young people have died after the lockdown because, has to be the vaccines? That is so fucking asinine. How do you know that? Like, have you taken a test? Well, it has to be because, look, after the lockdowns and more young people died from heart disease, it couldn't have been because more people were drinking. Could have been?
Yeah.
Or more people were smoking pot during the life. Couldn't have been that. Because that doesn't affect the heart. No. How to be the vaccine? Like, just stop. If you're not a doctor or a chemist, or shut the fuck up, everyone. All right, go ahead.
It's the same cause and effect, right? Like people, they basically make the wrong assumptions. I mean, even scientists, let's be honest, do things the wrong way sometimes too, right? So we're not saying that everybody's perfect in any way or form, but it comes down to, like you're saying, it's such a more complex question. I mean, it's the same thing. Who are in the risk zone of getting really sick or potentially die from a vaccine? Elderly that has a poor immune system that's usually been sick before. People that have other issues with their immune system, that have chronic health issues. They have diabetes. They're obese. They're smoking, things like that. Like, already your body is under attack. Of course, something that might not be potentially super dangerous becomes more dangerous because you're already under the weather. I mean, your body's already under attack from your lifestyle. I mean, it's the same thing. Like not sleeping, alcohol, smoking, stress, so on. Not good things.
Right. By the way, and then you'll have people that say, well, someone took that vaccine, whatever vaccine it is, pick the vaccine you like. Someone took that vaccine and now they're dead. That is true. Vaccines could freaking kill you. Anything. Aspirin kills people. So there's always going to be a risk benefit analysis that you have to do, folks. Like, anyone can die from any operation, big or small. Anyone can die from any medication, big or small. You could die from taking aspirin. People do. So you can die from vaccines too. People do. It sucks. Nothing in this world is 100% perfect. You have to weigh the cost benefit analysis. So if you're, this is what you talk to your doctor, but if you're looking for 100% perfection of perfection, only God's perfect. So, vaccines do kill. Yeah, they do. But they save more than they kill. So now you have to do
100%.
Life. Do you, man? But
No, but it comes down to this too. Like, people also don't understand like the basics. For instance, people can't even wash their hands after they've been in the bathroom. Right? That spreads a lot of germ diseases and things like that. And that is something that, like, we can't even do that correctly. So, like, and then you're blaming it on a vaccine or something like that. I'm like, well, we should probably start looking a little bit near our own home instead of pointing fingers towards our neighbors and everybody else, right? It comes down to, like, taking care of yourself to
Yeah.
like so making your body like as strong as possible to fight off things. That's where we should start, and that comes
Well, of
down to
course.
nutrition,
Right.
sleep, physical activity, again, the avoiding of certain things like alcohol, smoking, and so on.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you just want to live longer and a better life, those are the things that you should start doing. And then, like, again, don't think that a virus is gonna give you some kind of magical armor that defend you against everything. It doesn't.
Right.
You still have to take care of yourself. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's move on to sugar.
Yeah.
So, I think people don't really understand, and I'm not just talking about putting table sugar in your coffee. I'm talking about cupcakes and pretzels and chips and candy bars and sodas and sweet drinks and alcohol. Like,
man,
sugar.
can you just start looking at in the ingredients list of food, like sugar or some kind of sugar derivative in tomato sauce. It's
Sugar in
everywhere.
everything.
Like yeah,
Right.
it's ridiculous, and
But-
it's added sugar everywhere.
You're right, but I'm just now for most people listening to this, what you're talking about is next level. I'm just saying, folks, some basic shit. Like,
Yeah.
put the cupcakes away, put the candy away, put the soda away, put the diet soda away, put that shit away. Stop with the pasta bread. But I mean, but you're right. Yeah, the next level is it's insidious because it's in everything, right? But just the basic 101, like stop eating the pretzels and the cake and the cookies and the bagels and the muffins and the cupcakes and the cookies. All right. But here's the thing, Magnus. I don't think, and I'm guilty of this. I didn't know why sugar's bad for me. So I think people think sugar's bad because I don't know, it's just bad. Like, here's why sugar's bad. And here, you're the biochemist. Tell me if I'm wrong. Here we go. So sugar, in essence. Now, by the way, there might be someone out there that thinks they're slick, and they're gonna say, "Well, everything turns to sugar." So that's true. But
there's a difference.
Right. There's a difference between sugars in blueberries and sugars in a blueberry muffin. Blueberry muffin it has no fiber, no macro or micronutrients. It's essentially pure sugar. Blueberries has fiber, and nutrients. So it's not the same type of sugar, and it doesn't affect the body in the same way. So if anyone's thinking they're going to be slick and say, "Well, everything turns to sugar," fuck you. No, you're wrong, because it's a red herring. It's a straw man argument. Okay, so sugar's bad. Processed sugar, let's just put it that way. Processed sugar, man-made sugar is bad because it acts like shards of glass in our body. It creates micromolecular tears, and those tears, our body tries to repair them by the only way it knows how, and that's an inflammatory process. So we get inflamed. Also, sugar retains water, hence why you see a lot of diabetics with cankles. They have fat legs and fat foot, fat ankles, because the water is being absorbed in the body through too much sugar in the blood, thereby increasing blood pressure because your body's retaining all this water. So sugar acts like that. It's like barbed wire or shards of glass ripping your body up, in that fashion. So, Magnus, what do you have to say about that?
So this whole thing is quite complex. I mean, there's many layers of this onion if you start peeling one layer off and another. So when we're eating a lot of sugar, insulin spikes up, right? If we constantly have a lot of blood sugar in our system, insulin is going crazy. We're pumping out so much insulin, and
insulin comes from our pancreas. It's our body's way to process sugar. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so take care of sugar. So that causes an issue because basically the insulin receptors on our cells gets bombarded constantly. So finally they give up. I mean, that's why we start turning into diabetics, right? Because our insulin sensitivity completely disappears. You want to have a high insulin sensitivity, because as soon as you get kind of a sugar spike, the body's way better to store it into glycogen, into our muscles. So we're filling up our liver and our muscles with energy. When we're getting too much of this glycogen, it turns into fat. And
because your body wants to store it, it's not using it. You're not running a marathon.
Exactly. And this fat, unfortunately, is also causing inflammation in our bodies
because it releases certain hormones.
Yes, and not just that, just storing fat. Like storing fat actually increases inflammation. So being overweight and being like having very low insulin sensitivity is causing these issues. So inflammation throughout our whole body systematically increases, right? And then if we're also burning fat as energy, that could also cause inflammation. And then you add that until like not being physically active and so on. So our basically we're not using our muscles. We don't have enough muscle mass and things like. We have more fat, which is also an inactive tissue. So that causes up like we're just gaining more weight and we're causing more and more inflammation in our bodies. And yeah, it's pretty horrendous. And that like what people don't understand too is that sugar like causes fat increase too, and then that starts clogging up our basically blood vessels and all that. So it's there's so many layers that create this inflammation, the increase in inflammation, and one of the main sources of this problem is processed sugar.
Right. Yeah. So stay away from soda. Stay away from juice. Don't drink apple juice. Don't drink orange juice. Don't drink the Frappa, Mopa Frappa, 10 pumps of Frappa, Bacino. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know, yeah, you're killing, especially if you already have a few extra pounds, you're setting yourself up for a shitstorm. Like,
Yeah.
and none of this has to happen. You have free will. You have choice. You have agency over your body. And listen, I mean, I'm not, obviously, if it's your birthday, have some fucking cake. It was just my birthday. I had some cake. You know what I mean? But like if you're on the daily doing this stuff, you know, daily drinking alcohol and stuff, I don't know, man. You're just not helping yourself out. And I think, listen, we want the best for you. Okay. And
yeah,
you know, and I want the best for me. And believe me, I was Mr. Pasta bread, every fucking day. I had my triglycerides, my shit, everything was through the roof. Until I figured it out for myself. No thanks to any doctor I've ever met. Doctors don't tell you shit. They're just like, oh, yeah, give you a script. Shut up. But anyways, so that's how sugar hurts you, folks. So stay away from processed sugar. We need vegetables and fruits and lean meats and things like that.
Yeah.
Magnus, anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, it's basically two things that go hand in hand to increase our health. Is like taking care of ourselves is such an important task. And also, again, if you have kids or grandchildren or things like that, be a role model. Like show them the ropes. So, what you should be doing and not be doing. Like be the adult in the room. That's what you're there for, right? To educate the younger generations.
I'm saying,
so,
dude.
Yeah, no, I mean we need to set a stop to this, because seeing this like the constant increase of obesity and diabetes and heart diseases and things like that. Yeah. It's sad, and it saddens me. I mean, you know that I'm interacting with younger kids, younger teenagers, basically daily, and seeing how poor of a shape they're in and what they're eating. I mean, it's
Magnus. I would say processed sugars. You know, cake, cookies, soda, and please don't tell me people you don't have the money, because you got money for the latest sneakers, you got money to Netflix, you got money to go to the movies, you got money for the latest phone, you got money for to hang out with the guys, you got money to go on little getaways, you got money for the latest sneakers. How many sneakers you got? How many toys you got? You got money to tap water cheaper than soda. Okay, so cut it out, folks. Getting up and walking free. Stop with the excuses. Like, it doesn't have to be this way. But you know what I was gonna say, Magnus? Sugar, processed sugar, has killed more people than heroin. I mean, hands down, because diabetics, are you kidding me? Like hundreds of thousands every year die, maybe millions. I mean, and you know, it's a silent killer that's
it's getting worse.
And
it's getting worse.
Right. I mean, but it's more deadly than any drug out there.
I mean, looking the bad part is that like now, if you're looking at like at the States, I mean, where we at? We're at 65-70% of people either being overweight or obese, and it's just that number is just continuously keeping on rising, and we can't take to say like, oh, it's our lifestyle, we're supposed to do whatever we want. No, we can't just like be that loosely and say and kind of give up. I mean, we have to start fighting back, and. Right. And it's we're not gonna get help from the food industry
No.
because they know that they
It's
want to
about money.
continue
They don't
finding
give a
they
shit
want to
about us.
they want to continue finding the best way
And then-
of keeping us glutinous and start eating as much as possible.
And then Big Pharma loves it because they can sell us the pills. They almost they're working hand in hand. These
Yeah,
people.
and it's easy. Like if you're sick, I mean, you're not thinking right. You're doing like you might do some poor decisions. You're hurting, things like that. It sucks, you know. And I don't understand why you would want to live that type of life. Well, I get to eat my pizza and my ice cream every day. Yeah, but for how long?
And I don't think people realize like how dangerous it is. Like we would all fight against fentanyl and fight against heroin and don't do that. But meanwhile, we're gonna pasta bread, chips, cake, cookies, and alcohol, soda, sweet drink. That's okay because that doesn't kill anybody. You know, like that kills more than heroin. You know, but yeah, it's just wild, man. And it's an epidemic, and we're more than happy to kill ourselves in America.
I mean, looking at it, like if alcohol and sugar was invented today, I mean,
no,
it would never be
alcohol
accepted.
would never be legal if it was invented.
No. And the same thing with like processed sugar. It would never be like it's because it causes
Cereals,
that much issues.
100%.
Yeah, and I mean, like people, please, you know, like be aware, you know, like if you feed your kids pancake and stuff like that for breakfast, yeah, it's cool once in a while, but remember what the name says, pancake. It's still a cake, right?
Yeah.
So we need to start thinking about it. Same thing, cereal. It's basically I see cereal basically as a dessert, right?
Yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage.
Yeah, so like I mean, I'll be honest, I'll eat cereal, but I eat it as a dessert, and like I eat a very small. I mean, I eat a small portion of it just as a treat. Yeah. But we can't just like keep our kids and ourselves sick. You know, I mean, we're digging our own graves, and that's why I mean, I do get emotional and upset with it. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
and I think it kills more numbers than heroin. Will we give our family heroin? No. But we're giving them this processed sugar that kills more people than heroin. Go look it up, folks. Don't believe me. Diabetes, sugar, right, resistance. I mean, it's killing millions of Americans every friggin' year, you know. But anyways, because it comes in a cute box with a cartoon, it's okay. And folks, there's free programs out there. There's assistance out there. You can get vegetables. You can get fruits. Every community has access to it if you can't afford it. There's plenty of places. If you search, you'll find it. There's just no excuse, you know. So again, walking is free. Water from the tap. You know, you might be like, I'm gonna drink tap water. What? And soda and juice is healthier? Like shit. No, hell no way. But anyways, I'm done.
No. I mean, it's so here's a challenge for you. Don't wait until New Year's. Like, try to increase the amount of fruits and vegetables that you're eating in your life right now. Yeah. You know, most people did not die from eating too many fruits or vegetables, right? They did not get fat from that either, right? Yeah, no. So even if people are saying, oh, you get fat from fruit, no, that's not really true. I mean, we're talking about if you're going up to be on a bodybuilding stage, then you maybe should cut like a fruit, just like cut it down. I'm not cutting it out completely, but a little bit because it contains a lot of calories still.
And it depends on the type of fruit too.
Yeah, but for a normal general population, like you should be eating fruits and vegetables all the time.
Listen, no, right? Fruit is always natural, God-made fruit. Is always going to be better than anything that's in a package or a box. So stop.
100%.
Anyways, all right, Magnus, I'm done. Thank you, Magnus. Anything else?
No, we're done. It's like again, you guys are gonna keep us here and talking about this. We're not gonna stop.
Thanks, everybody. All right, so and we got some good holiday specials coming up too. Thank you, everybody. Like and subscribe. By the way, we're closing in on 200 subscribers. We need
that's pretty good.
We need 5 more people. Okay.
We're next week, let's celebrate 200.
We can do it with your help, folks. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and thank you for putting up with us. All right, thank you. I'm out of here. 5, 4, 3.